In this episode, I would like to talk about how Prince was at Walgreens. This is a pretty famous picture how they talk about, well, Prince was visiting Walgreens. He was pacing up and down the street waiting on his drugs. Now, what is going on over here at Walgreens? We know that Kirk went and picked up some medication for him, and we'll be talking about that medication a little later. But first, I want to really check out the Walgreens situation. We're going to be looking at these pictures because we know pictures always tell a story. So let's go. In these photos, the arrow points to where the Escalade was at. If you can look, you can see the second part of the parking lot space on the left side. That's what Escalade was. Now you can see an overhead view of the same parking lot. So the third parking lot space would be where Prince was standing in this particular picture that they showed us on TMZ. Supposedly the last picture of Prince alive. This red arrow shows the driveway as which you enter into the Walgreens, which is located 4950 Old Country Road in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Here you can see a closer view of the side by side. There's another overview. Now, we've been looking at this photo, and Kirk was inside of Walgreens at the time while he was so-called pacing the parking lot. So let's go right here and check out what's going on in this situation here. So you see the gray car. The gray car is basically close to where this picture was taken. So let's look into this. Now you get a little overhead view of that same area. As you can see, those bushes, just like in the picture, they're still there. There's the picture of the bushes. This was 7 years ago, guys. Who took this picture? I've been thinking about it for a while. Could have been Kirk when he left out of the store. This is where you basically go out of the store and into the parking lot. And it looks to me that's around the area where the picture could have been taken. Could have been Kirk, could have been anybody. Right here is the surveillance camera that was right in the back of Walgreens. So I'm wondering, do they have surveillance of what was going on that day? That was never talked about as far as I can see in the files. You can see the pole. I believe the pole was inside of the picture as well. And right behind there, I believe that's the animal hospital. And there's a bank close by. So I'm wondering if there were any type of surveillance cameras over by the bank. I looked over there and I couldn't find one. Not directly pointing towards the Walgreens area. Not saying that it wasn't one. I'm just saying that I personally couldn't find one. Now you get an overhead view again. And we're going to go right into this video real quick. And you're going to see the door of which Kirk Johnson left out of. You see the door? When he came out of Walgreens, when he got done filling Prince's prescriptions, he came out of this door and he walked this way. And you look over there, the second parking lot space. There's the bank. That car would have been really close to where the Escalade would have been parked. Since Prince had just got out the hospital, I'm thinking to myself, well, either one or two things happened. Either Kirk took the picture, or somebody from TMZ was following them. They took the picture, or was just a regular Joe took the pic because they saw Prince and they had heard a week before that he was in the hospital, and now a week later he's in Walgreens. So we don't know who took the picture. TMZ, hey, let us know what happened with that. Because sometimes I think maybe the picture was doctored. Because I don't see a shadow on that picture from his feet. And it just looks like the image is a bit distorted from his clothes to the Escalade that he was standing next to. That's just my speculation. Something really wrong is in that picture. I don't know for sure. But we do know for a fact that Kirk Johnson was there because we got video footage, which we will be showing here on Prinvestigation on this video. Why was Prince and Kirk at Walgreens that day? Let me tell y'all why. It wasn't because they was trying to pick up opioids. Let me run it down to y'all. He was at Dr. Schulenberg's office earlier. Dr. Schulenberg gave him medicine for dependency on opioids. Let's look at this. We see Kirk Johnson, we see Prince, and we see Dr. Schulenberg. This was earlier in the day. So that is why they went and got the medication. The medication that he was filling was clonidine, Valium, and hydroxyzine. And none of those medications are opioids. I repeat, none of those medications was opioids. It was to help relieve the symptoms of opioid dependence. Let's talk about the second photo that TMZ found. It was a car that passed by Prince. Was Prince in that car? Whose car is it? Time to get surgical. Let's look at this car here and find out exactly what type of car it is first. Because to me, it looked like it might be a Mercedes Benz, but I wanted to make sure. So I looked it up into photo lens, try to make sure. And I also wanted to see both the make and the model of this. Black, or could it be dark grayish Mercedes Benz? Did he get out of this car? Or was he originally in the Escalade? We know he was in the Escalade, right? Because he was just with Kirk. But did he call somebody while he was waiting to get the prescriptions filled? I'm just asking. I just got questions. You know? I'm just trying to find out. Because all we got is what? The files and the last pictures. That's all we can work with. So what kind of car? Where have I heard in the investigation that somebody had a Mercedes Benz? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what's going on with this situation? Could it be Prince's Mercedes Benz? You know that Prince had a Mercedes Benz. We saw it in the garage. Definitely a Mercedes, right? We see the emblem. It gotta be. But let me check out and make sure, because I remember reading something about a Mercedes Benz before. So we're gonna go to the Prince Death Investigation files in the NYT, New York Times. I like using this because all you gotta do is type in a keyword. Check this out. If you ever want to go into the Prince Death Investigation files, there you go. That's how you do it. Put in Mercedes Benz. Let's see what pops up. I want to know whose car this is, who passed by him. Was he in this car? Questions. So let's see what we come up with. A gray Mercedes 5550. Belonging to who? Paul Podolsky? Who is that? Oh, that's the dude that died in June, 2 months after Prince, of an overdose of cocaine and fentanyl. That's kind of odd, but is it the same car? Where did Prince get the drugs that killed him? It was laced with fentanyl. So let's look at this car. I couldn't find a 5550 car. I think the police made a mistake. It was actually an S550. Does this look like the same car? It says it's gray, but it could have been a dark gray car. I don't know. But that one in that parking lot was definitely a dark Mercedes Benz. Let's take a closer look. I got a video here of the S550 Mercedes Benz. I don't know what year, but I think I picked 2011. I looked at all of the makes and models of, I should say, the model of the 550. Then we got picture in picture of the car that passed by Prince. Could this be the same car? I know y'all noticing that the grill looks completely different. But other than that, everything else matches except for the grill. Now, I know some people, when you have Mercedes Benz, sometimes they change the grill. You know? I'm not saying anything, but I want y'all to check this out. Guess where Paul Polinsky lived? In Minnetonka. And guess how many minutes away he was from Walgreens in Minnetonka? Coincidence? I don't know. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just looking at the information, what's in front of me. That's all I know at this point. But the car, it looks more like this one. I think that's a what is it, a C300 maybe? I think it might be closer to that one. Let's check out the clothes Prince wore that day. Let's take a real good look. Let's get surgical, y'all. As y'all can see, Kirk and Prince were not that much taller than each other. Like people say, everybody act like Kirk like 6 feet tall, which is not the case. For the next segment of this video, you might want to skip a little bit. Sensitive material. Viewer discretion is advised. Prince was found dead in the elevator with an Under Armour jacket. Yes, that's what I said. An Under Armour jacket. How did he get this jacket on? And check out what Kirk is wearing. What is up with that? Is it the same jacket? I've been saying this for the last maybe 6 years since the files came out. I don't know. Even at Walgreens, you can see the surveillance video. And you can see he's wearing the same jacket. Prince is not wearing Under Armour at all, is he? He's wearing a vest, a long black shirt, black pants, gloves, and a beanie hat. Here we can see Kirk filling up prescriptions for Prince, for clonidine, hydroxyzine, and Valium. Take a good look. Now what I noticed here was, I don't know if I'm tripping or he was just putting on his bag, but when he left, it looked like it was a guy that came out and he passed something off to him. Maybe not. The video is so hard to really see. It might just look that way because he put on his backpack. It may be something, it may be nothing at all. Actually, he was only filling 2 prescriptions because I forgot that Kirk had actually left when Prince was at the doctor. And I think he went and filled the prescription for clonidine, and then he came back and got the other 2 prescriptions. So he was filling prescriptions for 2 and not 3. Now we can see Kirk Johnson leaving Walgreens and heading towards the Escalade. Of course, we're not going to see him heading towards the Escalade. We can see him from the surveillance camera that he's going towards that way.
Day clothes or his sleeping clothes, overnight clothes?
He was in clothes. I can't say I know for sure at this point what he sleeps in versus what he may go out in. So I don't know for sure if those are sleep clothes or what type of clothes. He had on a shirt, he had on pants of some sort. He was dressed.
Yes, Prince was dressed, but by who? Because the clothes that he was wearing at Walgreens, guess what those clothes ended up at? Upstairs in Paisley Park on the floor. There's the shirt that he had on. The police went up there and found the shirt, the vest, and the gloves. So how you get the Under Armour shirt on? Under Armour jacket, sweatsuit. Why is this on the floor? These clothes was found pretty close to where Prince's jewelry and rings were. And if you listen to Jennifer Jeffers' tip line, you will hear her say a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to get into it. I want you to listen to Jennifer Jeffers. And I want you to find out who this man is. And I want you to look at this ring. And I want you to ask yourself, did Prince have a ring kind of like the ring that that man had on? I looked personally, I did not see a ring like that. I know Prince probably had many rings. But this was where the clothes was, close to this area right here. Let's take another look at his clothes, the vest. Upstairs at Paisley Park. And Lori Daniels, that she also does a Prince investigation. She said she thought maybe a ring was missing from this jewelry box. We ever seen Prince in a sweatsuit? Have we ever seen Prince in Under Armour? Let the man answer.
Now, do you ever just kick it and go to Olive Garden with like a sweatsuit?
Oh man, I don't own a sweatsuit.
I like that.